Namaskaram, the South Indian is here. You know, when a nation is cleaved into two, you know, the kind of problems both parts can have. We remember the partition, what happened, assets have to be shared, emotions have to be shared, land, you name it, it's chaotic. When Telugu speaking undivided Andhra Pradesh was cleaved into two and one part became Telangana, the youngest state in the country, there were problems galore. But today Andhra is also facing a problem of what's going to be its capital. Can you imagine? That's one of the basics, as it were. That's our focus today. Jagan's confusion over three capitals. That's what we are going to discuss today. Hyderabad is in focus, ladies and gents, even as the city legally belongs to Telangana as its capital. There is a long silence. Or should we say deliberate silence, or should we say forced silence on the part of Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh Jagan Mohan Reddy with regard to giving up Hyderabad. The reason being the capitals of his state and particularly on what is his status locus standi regarding Hyderabad going forward. The reason being that as per the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act 2014, Hyderabad was to be the joint capital of the two states for 10 years, starting June 2014 until 2nd of June 2024. That's the date, 2nd of June 2024, after which it would be the capital of Telangana alone, as the city is located inside its territory. There is confusion galore insofar as what Jagan is thinking, or maybe what he is trying to communicate with regard to his state's capital or capitals. In the past, and I have done a lot of stories on this, he spoke vociferously about Visakhapatnam being the natural choice for the executive capital, as it is the biggest city in the state with ready-made infrastructure. Now, beyond Visakhapatnam, there seems to be a rethink in the party's leadership about Jagan's decentralized development plan, a significant aspect of which was the setting up of three capitals: Amaravati as the legislative capital, Kurnool as the judicial capital, and Visakhapatnam as the administrative capital. Now, with the deadline for Hyderabad remaining the joint capital of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana set to expire on 2nd of June, there is more confusion. Before we proceed any further, take a look at this special documentary that our team did on Jagan's capital conundrum, and I'm going to come back after this documentary and take this forward.
Those in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The bill is passed.
Oh, thank you, sir. Andhra Pradesh was unscientifically bifurcated by UPA. What had happened for the state of Andhra Pradesh? The people from Andhra have invested our sweat and blood in the state of Telangana as the Hyderabad as the common capital for 60 years. And later stage, what happened? Due to the political foul play of Congress party, they have bifurcated unscientifically, and the state is given nothing.
నూతన రాజధాని విజయవాడ గుంటూరు మధ్యలో వస్తూ ఉంది. దానికి ఒక చరిత్ర ఉంది. ఆ చరిత్ర చూసినప్పుడు నూతన రాజధానికి అమరావతి అనే పేరు పెడితే సబబుగా ఉంటుందనేది సర్వత్రా ఈ మధ్య చర్చ జరిగింది.
The new capital of Andhra Pradesh was supposed to be built from the scratch. The then Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu went knocking every door for funding, from Tirupati temples to Dalal Street. He went and asked for investment from Chinese companies to Singaporean companies. And in 2015, the Prime Minister came all the way to Amaravati to lay the foundation of this new capital.
ये सिर्फ संसद परिसर की मिट्टी या यमुना जी नदी का जल इतना ही नहीं है, ये तो एक प्रकार से देश की राजधानी अब अमरावती पहुंच गई है, इसका संदेश है।
When the idea of Amaravati was proposed 9 years back, it was described as a futuristic capital. 29,000 farmers from 29 districts came together to donate 34,000 acres of land to build this swanky capital. When the promotional video of this proposed city Amaravati came out, it blew everyone's mind. The High Court was high-tech. The legislature was impressive. And the Secretariat building was state-of-the-art. So we decided to fly to Amaravati and see the progress for ourselves. When we reached Amaravati, we saw abandoned, unfinished buildings, barren lands, empty roads, and hardly any people. This is where the ministers would stay. This is the vacant new High Court of Andhra Pradesh. These were the proposed MLA MLC flats. This was supposed to be the government officers' quarters. This was the proposed Andhra Pradesh Secretariat. All these buildings that we showed you were supposed to be part of the proposed futuristic smart city capital of Amaravati. But today, these buildings are unfinished. All this because the state government has not been able to decide on what is going to be the capital of Andhra Pradesh. This is the lost city of Amaravati.
Very heartbreaking, not only to me, for every citizen of the state who goes into the Amaravati region today. They feel very sad, they feel heartbroken, because we all wanted to see this city to grow. When the kind of design that was approved, it was supposed to be a people's capital. Amaravati was a people's capital.
In everywhere, land is acquired by virtue of the Land Acquisition Act 2013. But the state has a lot of difficulties. Also, it has a fiscal deficit, about 16,000 crore of rupees. That's why they are not able to get the lands, purchase the lands or acquire the lands. So they invented that, they followed the land pooling system.
Jai Jai Amaravati! Jai Jai Amaravati!
In that system, farmers also as the partners in the development. Initially, we are the farmers are not interested to give our lands to the government, because we feel it as a mother. But everybody came to our villages and explained that it is not only for the development, it's a development for the entire capital city. The benefit will go to the total 5 crores of people of Andhra Pradesh.
The 5 years of their tenure, Mr. Naidu, what he has done for Amaravati? That is my straight question. There's nothing he has done. He has taken a fund from Government of India. I think it is not less than some 4,000 crores in the capital infrastructure. Where all these funds have gone? And he has made a prefabricated secretariat. He has made a prefabricated assembly in Amaravati area. And you know what? How much is each square foot cost to? He has invested around about 14,000 rupees per square feet. That had costed more than 2,000 crores, if I'm not wrong, for the temporary structures. And he has wasted the money of the public.
Never it had happened in the history of the entire world that 33,000 acres of land were pooled in a very short span of 3 months. The farmers living in the Amaravati region, hats off to them that they gave 33,000 acres of land, and the government was not forced to spend even a single rupee.
At the time of 2014 to 19, Mr. Naidu has taken the land from the poor. He has regularized the land, which is at par with the Assigned Land Act of 1977. So he and his allies have acquired the land from the landless poor with the peanuts, with the minimum of the cost.
In 2015, the Amaravati project was estimated to be 51,000 crore. A Singapore-based company was roped in to build this entire project, and 33,000 crores was paid to them. 7,500 crores were taken from HUDCO, 500 crores were taken from World Bank, and 1,500 crores was given by the Indian government. In 2019, Jagan Mohan Reddy replaces Chandrababu Naidu as the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh.
Jagan Mohan Reddy ane nenu Andhra Pradesh Rashtra Mukhyamantриga.
He stalls all the projects of Amaravati and slashes their budget to 500 crores. Soon after, the World Bank and the Singaporean company withdrew from the project, and everything in Amaravati came to a standstill.
Decentralized అనేది నిజమైన కాన్సెప్ట్ అధ్యక్ష. అధ్యక్ష నిజంగా మనం కూడా మారాలి అధ్యక్ష. మనం కూడా మారాలి. సౌత్ ఆఫ్రికా లాంటి దేశం చూస్తే దానికి 3 క్యాపిటల్స్ ఉన్నాయి. బహుశా ఆంధ్ర రాష్ట్రానికి బహుశా 3 క్యాపిటల్ వస్తాయేమో. ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ క్యాపిటల్, లెజిస్లేచర్ క్యాపిటల్, జ్యుడిషియల్ క్యాపిటల్. 3 క్యాపిటల్ కూడా రావాల్సిన పరిస్థితి కనిపిస్తా ఉంది అధ్యక్ష.
Development is different, administration is different. See, a capital is for administrative purposes, basically. When 3 of them are at one place, then they'll function efficiently.
Our concept is decentralization of development. Every city has to grow. What is the mistake happened all these 7 decades is, so all the investment went to the great city of Hyderabad. So Hyderabad is now the world-class city now. So that kind of mistake shouldn't have to happen later stage.
The Chief Minister's announcement caused widespread panic and chaos in Andhra Pradesh and Amaravati. Protests broke out in different parts of the city. People came down to the street. They were lathi charged. Farmers were arrested and detained. It's been 3 years since then, and the protest by these farmers continue to go on in Amaravati. It was Chandrababu Naidu who had first pitched for Amaravati as the shining new capital of Andhra Pradesh. Clearly, rooting for a 3-capital plan is a political compulsion for Jagan Mohan Reddy. If Jagan Mohan develops Amaravati, his predecessors will walk away with the credit.
The issue of the capital city of Amaravati will be a very strong issue, because people from all regions wanted the capital city of Amaravati. There is a big campaign of Matti Neeru. People from across the state and also across the country sent sacred soil and water to Amaravati.
The Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy, is planning to give 32 lakh houses, which is a first time of its kind. It's a flagship program of the government. So in the capital area also, the Honorable Chief Minister desired for almost 50,000 house sites to be given at the CRDA area, Amaravati area.
In March 2022, the Andhra Pradesh High Court asked the Jagan Mohan government to make sure that the capital is built at Amaravati. It even gave them 6 months' time to finish the entire capital. However, the Jagan Mohan government knocked the doors of the Supreme Court, and now the matter has been stalled till December 2023. And the matter is in court. The Jagan Mohan government in January 2023 announced as Visakhapatnam to be the new capital of Andhra Pradesh, keeping the lid open for the capital confusion.
Here I am to invite you to Visakhapatnam, which is going to be our capital.
So this is what we are discussing, Jagan's confusion over 3 capitals. With so much existing confusion, some more has been added, with several voices from the YSRCP speaking in different voices. For example, the former chairman of Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams, that is TTD, Y.V. Subbareddy, known to be a key aide of Jagan, batted for Hyderabad as the joint capital until the state has a capital of its own. Then came a statement from Senior Minister Botsa Satyanarayana, who stated a fact when he said that Hyderabad cannot continue as the joint capital beyond the 2nd June deadline. He's absolutely right. Now, even as Subbareddy echoed Jagan's preference for Visakhapatnam as the administrative capital, let us not forget that that ship has been caught in legal wrangles. Yes, indeed, there are legal wrangles, but why has Jagan gone completely silent? He's not proactive on the three capitals and particularly Visakhapatnam. The obvious answer is, of course, elections, both Assembly and Lok Sabha. Now, the opposition TDP, Telugu Desam Party, jumped onto what they perceive as Reddy's plan to retain Hyderabad as the capital only because he has illegal assets there, according to them. Let's not forget that whichever government comes to power, ladies and gentlemen, in Andhra Pradesh, they owe it to the people. They owe it to their people to have a capital city. First, the TDP under Chandrababu Naidu began planning for Amaravati. Later, Jagan put a halt to this. Is it politics or just poor bad planning? Let's debate. I am now going to invite the experts on the panel. Sri Satya Bolisetti, General Secretary of JSP, is with us. K.S. Prasad, political analyst, with us, and also Dr. Pentapati Pullarao, who is a political analyst, is with us. Before I get into the debate, I need to take a short break because we saw also a film on the same topic. I will come back, ladies and gents, start the debate forthwith. Give me just a moment.
From fragile 5 to top 5, from a laggard to a leader, India under Modi has reimagined the world order. Presenting the second edition of TV9, What India Thinks Today. Summit theme, India poised for the next big leap. Listen to Prime Minister Modi unveil his vision for Viksit Bharat at News9 Global Summit, a TV9 network initiative.
Dr. Pullarao, let me come to you first and welcome to the debate. This is, I think, the first time I have the privilege of you joining my debate. It's such an honor, sir. You have to unmute yourself, sir. Dr. Pullarao, I want to ask you that today, when the deadline is fast approaching, which means the 2nd June is right around the corner, after a lot of hullabaloo over Amaravati, and then to, say that the three capitals work best for me, toing and froing, of course, that has gotten into legal wrangles. What is with Jagan Mohan Reddy? Why is it that it almost seems like he is holding on to Hyderabad by its coattails until the polls are over? Dr. Pullarao.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you see, you have to go back a little more. There's a lot of rhetoric here. I heard the film or the trailer, whatever you like to call it, the preamble to the show. Some romantic ideas, it's a great capital, and the other side says it's garbage. It's somewhere in between. And you also mentioned a very interesting thing, politics and also bad planning. I think it is, you see what happens is, a politician is a great individual, there's no doubt. They're very smart. But are they really good at planning? Have they planned well? That's something which is always, kind of confusing. They just go there. They said, we want 40,000 acres. We want to make this, that, this, that. There were other underlying social tensions there. Nobody mentions it. Nobody mentions that there were intense social tensions. Jagan Mohan Reddy, I don't defend him. He's got many defenders. He can very well defend himself. And he did not want the capital to be there for very, very big reasons. Now, Chandrababu Naidu, great man that is, he wanted the capital there for very good reasons for himself. Now, I'm not saying anything about corruption and all that. There are certain social tensions. There are certain social issues in Andhra Pradesh. From your observations, when a state becomes small, it eventually comes into the grasp of one community, one caste. That's what happens everywhere. Himachal, Uttarakhand, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and even states like Gujarat. You have to be a Patel or you're not there. Narendra Modi was an aberration. And Andhra Pradesh, now, there's a intense fight. They want the capital to be near one where one community dominates and
So
where
which
the other
caste
community
do you
is not
think
there.
it's the Reddys, Dr. Pullarao?
Absolutely, Reddy's and Kamal are fighting over everything there. And we have the unfortunate situation of being witnesses to a whole affair. And we have, oh, sorry, 1 second, madam.
No problem.
We have the, that's the thing. Nobody talks about that. You should ask our friends there who died there. Now, Amaravati, let's come back to a thing. As a person who's from West Godavari, Polavaram, I have seen 1.5 lakh families thrown out. They have done nothing. Teludesam has done nothing. Jagan has nothing. And, I don't know, my friend from Janasena is there, whether they're going to do something if they come into power. 1.5 lakh families have been thrown out. These 30,000 families are given a royal treatment here. So all these issues you should go into. And one simple question I put to you. In this modern day, we do need a capital. You need a metropolis. There's no doubt. But you need 33,000 acres in this day. Are you going to have the same kind of capitals that you had in British times? A collector, 100 peons, a minister, 100
but it's the prerogative. Yeah, I know, but it's the prerogative of the chief minister. But as of now, you are Jagan. Let me. I'll just come back to you, sir. Jagan is dithering and waffling for for whatever the reason is. Satya Garu, very good to have you on the show. Please tell me that the TDP, of course you are in alliance with the TDP now, sir. It says very clearly that it's because he's got illegal assets there. A charge that he himself made on on Chandrababu Naidu, that is Jagan Mohan Reddy, said that, oh, he has assets so far as Amaravati is concerned, so on and so forth. What is this indecision on the part of Jagan Mohan Reddy when it comes to capitals?
See, it is not indecision, it is a vengeance politics. Actually, unfortunately, the chief minister from Rayalaseema, both are from Rayalaseema, but this chief minister, Jagan Mohan Reddy, actually had any idea of opposing this Amaravati, he should have opposed in the house. He has given.
I think we've lost the connection to Mr. Satya Bolisetti and there he is. Yeah, Satya Garu, go ahead.
Including Jagan Mohan Reddy, all people have agreed to accept this as a capital. Even I had fight with Chandrababu Naidu at that time, saying that protect the agriculture, multi-crop lands, the Jerubu Bhumulu, but it's actually floodplains, the delta on the floodplains, protect those things. That's what we fought.
All right, I think we need to fix Satya Bolisetti's audio and video, please, and we'll get him back. There is no point when the audio and video is coming and going. Apologies for that if it's our mistake. Mr. Prasad, it's your turn now. I want to understand that, last year, even before that, if one goes back to 2022-23, one of the main news from Andhra Pradesh was the capital issue. How he said, Amaravati, I do not owe Amaravati anything. It is all being made because of Chandrababu Naidu. Then Jagan's focus shifted to the 3 capitals. He said, there should be 3 capitals. Of course, he also spoke about the AP decentralization and inclusive development in all regions. That is the act, and 3 seats of governance, legislative, executive and judicial capitals. Suddenly, 2nd June is right around the corner and he's sitting there and he's not done anything about, he's still sticking on, because some of the closest to him like Subba Reddy and all are talking about Hyderabad. What is going on, Mr. Prasad? Does Jagan have no time or is deliberately ignoring that entire issue, sir?
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening to the co-panelists and good evening to the viewers. Ma'am, it's a very good argument on Jagan's perspective, because all these days Andhra Pradesh government has no veto power and we are all the time at silent situation, because when we don't have power to gain and to retain certain issues as far as division of AP Reorganization Act is concerned. Unfortunately, today we conquered 11 out of 11 in Rajya Sabha, as today most of the bills will be passed on the floor management in Rajya Sabha. Then when the heat is on, the iron can be molded according to the AP state. Then he has taken a stand to reiterate the AP state capital. When it comes to the writ of mandamus by the court, it's very clear and evident that Amaravati is the capital. When it comes to the Vizag, it is very clear, just like Hyderabad, we need to have a state, one of the city where we can generate a lot of revenue. In that perspective, people are focusing, YSRCP is focusing more on Vizag. Apart from that, having a judicial capital in Kurnool, until and then we don't have 100 MPs from respective parliament, and in the same system, collegium, until and then it won't sit, it will not happen. Till June 2nd, if the government again comes in the floor of the house, if they focus more on AP capital, the common capital in Hyderabad issue, then what will happen is there are certain things which has to come to Hyderabad, just like electricity bill is due more than 7,000 crores.
Yeah. So are you saying? So what are you saying, Mr. Prasad, that he's doing it because he's waiting for the election results? I mean, what are you saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Ma'am, till June 2nd, we have.
Then what is this waste of time, sir? Waste of man hours, waste of time of assembly. He's taken days and months arguing, suddenly he's going back to where the entire story started. This is very weird, no?
No. You need to understand, ma'am, one thing, please. The thing is, all these days, we are with the regional parties. Here it is TRS, now there is in Telugu Desam and YSRCP. All these days, situations are fine because on the regional front, we are fine with it. All of a sudden, Congress has come into the power. At the Bifurcation Act, nothing has been put down in the paper and pen.
No, it's been going on. Sorry, Mr. Prasad, I know, you are an expert, but I see that this division of assets, this argument has also been going on for long. Please hold that thought. Sir, Prasad Garu, I will take a break. Sir, I'll take a break and I'll be back. Ladies and gents, very, very interesting conversation. I'll be back and then I will once again resume my conversation with Mr. K.S. Prasad. Please stay with us.
वर्ष 2070 तक भारत नेट जीरो का लक्ष्य हासिल करेगा.
There's certainly a wall of capital coming into the clean tech, climate tech space, not just in India but across the world.
This and more, streaming on world's first news OTT, News9 Plus. Download now.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए और कमाना है तो खरीदिए. जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर. पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है Money9. आजादी पैसे की. अभी डाउनलोड करें.
Currently, the industry is facing a lot of challenges as far as demand is concerned. Basically, the US markets has slowed down because of high inflation.
So obviously, diamonds being a dream product, something which doesn't have a utility value or is seen as a luxury. So that obviously goes off your shopping list. That's the first item that will go off your shopping list, especially in recessionary trends.
That lab-grown diamonds are not mined and they do away with the entire mining. So they save up on all the environmental damage that is associated with mining and of course, the mining cost, which is why they're even more affordable.
People that is impacted by all these recessions are the artisans, are the people who work in this industry, right? But I think lab-grown diamond has allowed them to actually use their skills in the same product.
This and more, streaming on world's first news OTT, News9 Plus. Download now.
It's probably the best kept secret in India.
Family-owned business, which has been extremely clinical in their approach. They have not hesitated ever to kill their darlings.
Typical to a South Indian business empire, I think they've shunned the limelight almost deliberately.
The South Indian is back, and this is what we are discussing. Our focus on Jagan's confusion, or rather conundrum, over 3 capitals. There is a deadline which will expire on 2nd of June of sharing Hyderabad as the capital of 2 Telugu speaking states, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. I have guests with me, and let me go back to K.S. Prasad. Mr. Prasad, please finish what you were saying, sir.
No, ma'am. All these days, we are at the tolerance and we are at the regional parties ruling when it comes to this. And all of a sudden, Congress has come to the picture and whole story repeats again. So like when the Congress has not done anything at the time of bifurcation, nothing has been kept in the draft bill, and all of a sudden state got bifurcated, and we have been fighting for the last 10 years. And one of the last session, out of 25, 24 MPs got resigned, even after nothing has happened. And we have been continuing. One of the regional parties has taken certain Poratam in their shoulders. Dharma Porat Diksha has been happened with all the opposition leaders have been convinced, except BJP. Even after our Andhra Pradesh situations are not even changed at all. Even a second government, Jagan Mohan Reddy started with 25 slogan. And when it comes to a coalition government, there may be a chance to Andhra Pradesh. But it is not a coalition government with 303 bombarding seats. BJP has ruled, and they have not done anything to the AP state.
Yeah,
now
so
they are with the
but our focus is on what Jagan has done. The onus is on him. Satya Bolisetti, you please repeat what you said, because at that time, sir, your audio and video both were not very good. Please go ahead, sir.
I mean, traveling Sudha Sadanand and Prasadji and Pullarao Garu. See, the basic thing is, when the issue of capital came, actually, why the capital issue has come, too much of development in one place in Telangana, and Telangana is constantly ruled by non-Telangana people. Because when in 1953, when the state is formed as Andhra Pradesh, that is only Telangana, Rayalaseema and Andhra. And when in 56, when Telangana is added, the agreement was that there is a gentleman agreement, and we thought it's going to be ruled with a sort of power sharing. But after that, what happened many times, Telangana, Rayalaseema chief ministers are ruling, and Telangana people did not get any place in power politics. So what they did was they changed just the stand, and they've gone for agitation, and finally they got. Actually, the agitation started in 62 and 69 and 72 and all those things. Finally, in 2009, the agitation is picked up, and see, on an appointed day, see, we have an AP Reorganization Act now.
I know that. Yeah, there is. We spoke about it. We have spoken about it. But I am only talking. Yeah, Satya Garu, I want you to focus on. First, he talks about, no Amaravati. I will not give in. This is Chandrababu Naidu's conspiracy. Then he keeps talking about 3 capitals and says we need 3 capitals, decentralized. Suddenly he goes quiet on, he's sticking on to Hyderabad. Senior leaders are talking about it. What does Jagan want?
Jagan Mohan Reddy thinks he is still in the kingdom and not in democracy, because he doesn't believe in democracy. If he believes in democracy, it is the full house accepted Amaravati as the capital, including Jagan Mohan Reddy and all his MLAs, all his MLCs. So he has no way to go back and say, I don't like it, this is Chandrababu Naidu. If it is Chandrababu Naidu, you should have opposed then. Then why did you give your consent, and how can you say no to it now? See, his 3 capitals is just a drama to create rift between the regional people, Andhra, Telangana, Rayalaseema and Costa. That is what he tried, and now he wants to create rift between Andhra and Telangana. and create a Telangana sentiment, and then Telangana people against and for and fighting, and entire thing diversified from his own deeds, misdeeds, whatever misdeeds he did so far.
All
People will not discuss about it. We discuss about the capital today instead of discussing about his liquor business, instead of discussing about his land scams, instead of discussing about his non-digital payment for liquor. And he said he will abolish the liquor, and then only he will
No, but
go
not
to,
having
go
a
to
capital is more important than illicit
Yes,
liquor.
absolutely.
I mean, come on,
what
our
he
state,
promised.
what he promised, he's not delivered. And that's why I'm asking all of you, Dr. Pullarao, tell me, you were also, you were shaking your head when K.S. Prasad was speaking, and also Satya Garu. Do you have to counter any points that they make, or you have your own point to make, Dr. Pullarao?
I tell you one thing, the sad point is, after the elections, Jagan is not going anywhere, neither the other two gentlemen, Pawan Kalyan and Chandrababu Naidu. This feud will go on.
Right.
It's not going to, this feud will go on. And it's a very sad day for Andhra. They don't sit together. They don't talk to each other. And not only that, they don't talk to anybody else also, The Andhra situation is, our leaders are so elitist, they don't talk to anybody. They suddenly get inspiration, and then they do it. It would have been a nice thing if all of them sat together, they had some discussions, found a way out, so that the political issue is resolved. Long ago, and even today I've been saying, and I am sure that you may be hesitant as you're a very senior and respected anchor, there's an element of caste rivalry in this. Don't forget that. Very deep envy and rivalry. And that's the cause of all of this. You have to go a little deeper, and it's very sad to say so. That's the reason. One last point. The saddest thing for Andhra Pradesh is we wanted to stay. They said, you get out. Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Uttarakhand, they were outlying areas. So when they left, nobody cared. They were not, our capital was there. It grew 60 years. Now we are without not only a capital, we don't have a commercial capital, we don't have a metropolis. Unless you have a metropolis, there won't be any talent. You gave 500 acres for a film city. Who will come to Amaravati?
A capital
Which
is,
director will?
Yeah, sure, you're right, doctor, because a capital is not just a thing to showcase, but it means a lot of other things as well.
Only one small point with your
Go ahead.
question. No media has left Hyderabad. Political leaders are all staying in Hyderabad. All the industrialists are staying in Hyderabad. You set up an IIT in Amaravati. Will somebody leave Hyderabad and come back? Please tell me. You set up an AIMS in the, near Elur. Who will come there? Which class doctor will come?
So what is Jagan's intent, Dr. Pullarao? What is Jagan's intent? What does the man want?
He does not want the capital there. He does not want his rival communities to have a capital in their heart. And I don't disagree with him, because this is politics. I don't approve of it, but that's his idea. He says now the capital will be there. It caters to some other rival communities. They become very rich, they become very powerful. That's the thing. An acre of land went up to 2-3 crores. He doesn't want that.
All right.
And you should, that's the part. I
and
have
let
no
people
deal
suffer,
in it. I have no
even
say
as
in
we,
it.
Yeah,
this
even as he can keep doing politics, but what about the people? Mr. Prasad, you were raising your hand. Go ahead, sir.
Ma'am, I totally endorse Mr. Pullarao. Why? Because he is expecting that it is Tamil Nadu. Unfortunately, it is Andhra Pradesh. People will never
take leave.
Talk to each other. Right. When it comes to state, with, persons like Tamil Nadu will definitely come into the same platform. But quite unfortunate for Andhra Pradesh, will never. But one thing I'll tell you, what is capital? When it comes to joint capital of Andhra Pradesh also, they have given only assembly when the sessions are there, High Court as and when the Andhra cases are there, and some blocks in Secretariat. Other than that, we have no right as far as common capital of Hyderabad is concerned. In the same scenario, the writ of mandamus is very clear and evident as far as court verdict is concerned. We are having a capital that will be called as Amaravati. And
no, but Jagan doesn't want it.
Jagan doesn't. That Amaravati is not a capital. And we don't have a capital. What to do? And they don't know how to honor a court also. The writ of mandamus judgment itself is clear and evident.
Prasad Garu,
government itself has withdrawn the
chief minister does not want Amaravati as the capital.
No, that is an illusion, ma'am. I'll tell you one thing. He has withdrawn the 3 capital bills from the respect to court itself.
True.
What does it mean by? There is no option left situation. What is no? It is right. The court itself has taken a situation where the government has withdrawn the 3 capital bills. Then only the writ of mandamus and the APCRD Act has been recreated there. Unfortunately, what government should do, the last government has done very clearly.
and assembly has been constructed.
Yeah, but what does he, do you think it's the caste thing? Do you agree with Dr. Pullarao? Do you think it's caste? It's because of the caste thing?
No, that's what I'm saying. If then somebody, people says that is the Amaravati is not at all a Amaravati. Pawan Kalyan itself is addressed that today they both are in same platform and they're saying and admitting that everything is fine and fair and game in politics. But unfortunately, the voice of people is changing according to their whims and fancies, according to their convenience. How people should struggle there? Why should they struggle? The capital itself is Amaravati. They need to say proudly that Amaravati.
Yeah, but all the farmers went out on an agitation. Their land was taken, and this is what goes on. I mean, this is Satya Garu. You know, in the case, what is Janasena party?
Satya Garu itself has filed a case for an NGRT as far as stand is concerned.
Sudhaji, the basic issue is that whatever House is decided. See, ultimately the government is continuous process. The government of Andhra Pradesh unanimously decided Amaravati is capital. Wherein Jagan Mohan Reddy, all his MLAs, MPs, everybody are there. They never opposed at that time in the House. And outside the House they talk. In the House again, in the court they say Amaravati is the capital. Outside they say Hyderabad is the capital, Visakhapatnam is the capital. These dramas are all played because they don't believe in the Constitution of India. They don't believe in the assembly. They don't believe in the parliament because they only know blackmailing. They said in case if the center doesn't have enough majority, then we would have demanded Amaravati. What is that? Special category status.
And GSP.
Special category status at that time. Yeah. So that time actually the special category status is given on the floor of the House and the cabinet is approved. People are not demanding after that because of various reasons, their own reasons of whether it is Chandrababu Naidu or it is Jagan Mohan Reddy. But then people, they're taking people for a ride because once Jagan Mohan Reddy accepted in the House, signed all the MLAs, unanimously signed Amaravati as capital. Now Jagan Mohan Reddy cannot change his stand. That's all. That is period. Even court will not agree or anybody will not agree because he doesn't want some people to flourish there, not flourish there. That's not right because he is only cheating people.
He doesn't. I mean, he's not a monarch. What nonsense is this? He's not a king. I mean, how can he do that? He has to respect the constitution and also the court. You know, what is this? He's been at it. I mean, for his own sister today, although she is now, you know, his political opponent, Sharmila, she's also been saying that this constantly going up and down, up and down, up and down, it will impact the people foremost. Politicians will come do their politics, Satya Garu. What about the people? Yes, Mr. Prasad, last word to you. And after that, I wrap this show. I am completely run out of time.
No, ma'am. What Mr. Sacha is saying that time NGRT case has been filed by Mr. Sacha and the government, government is been paid 100 crores penalty. Now those things are not happening. Unfortunately, instead of addressing the government, opposition party should respect the verdict of court of law.
Right.
They said very clearly Amaravati is the capital. And 3 capitals bills has been.
Who is saying no? It is only Jagan Mohan Reddy saying Amaravati.
That's what Jagan is saying.
Nobody else is saying.
Yeah, that's it. It is Jagan Mohan.
Only Jagan Mohan Reddy is deserving. And his representative, you came on the line and saying, listen to the court. Jagan Mohan Reddy is not listening to the court.
If somebody puts the bill, then he had a right to say about it. Nobody is bothered about to put a bill after that withdrawing the 3 capital situation. What is talking?
Who is raised in the capital? Who withdrawn?
What are we talking outside the assembly and all?
He's like making those things to Mr. Prasad.
Why should we bother about it?
3 capital issue. Why did he withdraw? Why did he raise and why did he withdraw? He's doing illegal things.
Ma'am, that bill
is doing illegal things, yes.
And now he's talking, some MLAs are talking outside, we are connected.
Why he withdrew?
Mr.
Prasad, why he withdrew?
Constitution and assembly bills. When bill has been made in the respect of assembly,
Gentlemen, we got to take it easy now.
Oh,
Mr. Prasad, take it easy.
Taking some sort of political edges and taking political advantages out of it. Who bothers for it?
Mr. Prasad, thank you very much, and also Satya Garu. I don't think we need to lose our cool. The people of Andhra Pradesh need to lose their cool, because if this is the Chief Minister who's deciding on it and waiting for the election results, then Lord Tirupati save Andhra Pradesh. Thank you very much for joining us. And I'm going to be back in a jiffy, because I'm going to now focus on yet another story, and that's the most important story from Karnataka today. Back in a second. budget. The top story from Karnataka today. Let's take a comprehensive look at what really are the main points in the Karnataka budget today. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, I beg your pardon, presented the 15th state budget. The budget session 224 commenced on 12th of February with the Governor Tawarchand Gehlot addressing the joint session of both the houses of the state legislature. The revenue deficit budget outlay stands at 3.71 lakh crores this year, and the economy is estimated to grow at 6.6% in financial year 2025. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah said that the Karnataka government has earmarked rupees 52,000 crores for the 5 guarantees that were promised by the Congress before last year's assembly polls. The 5 guarantees, as you know, include Shakti, Grihajyoti, Grihalakshmi, Yuvanidhi and Annabhagya. Here are some of the key highlights from today's budgets on your screens right now. Allocation for welfare programs, that is 1 crore 20,373. 5 guarantees is 52,000 crores. Grihalakshmi scheme at 11,726 crores, which will be directly transferred to beneficiaries. Women oriented schemes, rupees 86,423 crores, rupees 50,000 to rupees 55,000 to every family. Every year through guarantee schemes. Energy sector is rupees 23,159 crores. Namma Metro Phase 3, rupees 15,611 crores. Kalyana Karnataka Region Development is rupees 5,000 crores. Peripheral Ring Road Project is 27,000 crores.
Not even a single time the way the BJP friends boycotted this type of disrespect to the constitution or the people of Karnataka was not there. They are disrespecting the people of Karnataka. We have to give salary to the entire state. Teachers, common man, workers, we work in very department. They are disapproving this. That means they are agreeing not to provide salaries to the common man, benefits to the common man. This is a budget for the state, not for BJP members. So they are disrespecting. They are disrespecting the constitution and to the state. Yes, this is also, we have already provided 53,000 crores. It will touch 59,000 crores. We are committed. We will deliver it. See, we have to give respect to everyone according to their committee. See, as far as SC/ST is concerned, 39,000 crores. 39,000 crores only for SC/ST according to their population we have to provide. Even for minorities also, it is not our duty. Minorities also are the part of the state. We have to give. It may be a Jain, he may be a Christian, he may be a Muslim, he may be a Baud, everyone. We have to provide, we are doing it. You are looking at the vendetta politics of the BJP. Congress party, whatever money has come to the Congress party is a legal money, membership money. Every worker has given 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 100 rupees, 1,000 rupees and all. I think they are setting a very bad precedent. I think whatever Mr. McCain has said, he has come on record is right. So the people of this country are watching this type of dishes.
There was an order by the Supreme Court yesterday, and today accounts freezing them.
And to speak more on this, my colleague Mohammad Wajiullah is now joining us live on the broadcast. Waji, what stood out for me was, Waji, 52,000 crores on the 5 guarantees. Siddaramaiah and DKS were just now in Delhi in Jantar Mantar saying we don't have money and the center is also not being fair to us. What do you think really stood out for you in the budget, Vaji?
Well, overall, if we see the budget, there are some good aspects to it, and then there are some aspects that could be improved in the budget. Now, when it comes to guarantee, the guarantee is something that is setting the Karnataka government, is a benchmark for the Karnataka government, and it's something that sets them apart from all the other states. Because that is the model that they want to push forward to different states where they want to have a Congress government, because they want to counter it with the Gujarat government. So that is where they've allotted it with 59,000 crores. But if we see the overall budget phase by phase, rural development is given 21,000 crore, home and transport is given 19, revenue, health is given 15,000 crores each, your food and civil supplies is given 9,000 crores. And if we look at the students' point of view, they've concentrated more in the AI education sector, where they've said stipend of 15,000 should be given to engineers and 25 for PhD. So if you look at it in the overall level, yes, there may be some things that you may not agree to, but at the overall level, the experts have given a go-ahead to the budget. There are some things that they've pointed out that they'll have to check into the agricultural sector, Mandya.
All right. Thank you so much, Vaji, for bringing us up to speed on the main points of what the budget in Karnataka looks like. Thank you indeed. And with that, the South Indian now says Namaskara. I'll see you once again tomorrow with lots of stories. Until then, Vanakkam, take care of yourself.
The circumstances that prevailing today in the subcontinent are very volatile, they're very explosive, they're very dangerous.
Pakistanis, they sent Pakistani armies led by Punjabi generals, whether it was General Tikka Khan or General A.K. Khan Niazi, to oppress Bengalis in Bengal.
I don't think we can shut our eyes to the situation in a neighboring state.
Situation काफी improve हुई है.
There was this whole exploitation of East Pakistan, people of East Pakistan, or rather Bengalis of East Pakistan, by West Pakistan. There was an economic exploitation, there was a racial discrimination, there was a cultural subjugation. So it continued for 24 years before things came to a head in 1971.
तमाम हिंदुस्तानियों को तो इस बात का अंदाज़ा तक नहीं था कि बांग्लादेश के इतिहास के कुछ अहम पन्ने हिंदुस्तान की स्याही से लेके जाएंगे.
Unique story about a unique time, and I think we came of age as a country. We became a country that stood for something.
Cinema imitates life, from real to the real. A story that binds India and Bangladesh from 1971 to now, and for generations to come.
पीपा किस दिन काम आएगा अगर हमें ब्रिज के ऊपर से जाना पड़े.